The president of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, activates popular and security intelligence to face any right-wing extremist attempt of sabotage and destabilization before the May 25th elections. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, held on Monday a phone call conversation with his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, to address a potential Ukraine ceasefire. And in Palestine, the Israeli army issued new force displacement orders for residents of Khan Yunis as it continues with its intensified offensive across Gaza. Hello and welcome to From the South. I'm Alejandra Garcia from teleSUR Studios in Havana, Cuba. We begin with news. The president of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, activates popular and security intelligence to face any right-wing extremist attempt of sabotage and destabilization before the May 25th elections. The head of state led the working meeting with the representatives of the security agencies and the military high command linked to the 7 Transformation Plan. The encounter served to review the agenda that will warrant controlling, reacting immediately, among other activities in view of the upcoming elections on Sunday. The Venezuelan leader stressed the importance of the civil-military union to ensure peace and called to vote for stability as an example of sovereignty.
The actions are in full development. The plans are perverse. We have experience to neutralize them. We have a vast experience, and we are neutralizing them. They have not stopped in their attempts to attack the power system, and we have to very quickly reinforce all the plans of protection of the power plants, from the communities to all great generators, the first lines, protection of the power system. Remember that on July 28th, days before, we suffered an attack that was going to create a whole blackout in Venezuela, and on July 28th we suffered an attack that wanted to leave Venezuela completely blackout. So we have to pay attention to this.
The Venezuelan head of state also called for voting in perfect civic, military and police union to confront those who seek to incite violence and destabilize the country.
Fusión perfecta, popular.
Perfect popular, military and police fusion. And in the face of those who want violence, sabotage, explosions and bullets, I say yes to voting, no to garimbas, yes to voting, no to violence, yes to voting, no to bullets. Vote, vote, and vote next Sunday.
On Monday, the government of Venezuela unveiled the plans by the extreme right-wing opposition to sabotage the upcoming regional and legislative elections of May 25th. In a press conference offered by the Venezuelan Minister of Interior, Justice and Peace, Diosdado Cabello, warned of the existing plans to destabilize the nation, instigated by far-right leader Maria Corina Machado. In this regard, Cabello revealed the plan entailed attacks on embassies and health centers, as well as the sabotage of electrical facilities, in addition to actions against government leaders. Precisely, the authorities revealed that 38 terrorists have been captured with explosives, among them 17 foreigners. Furthermore, Cabello denounced the complicity in the plans of former Colombian Presidents Iván Duque, Álvaro Uribe, Andrés Pastrana and Juan Manuel Santos, whom he condemned as heads of Colombian drug trafficking.
Some groups intent on causing violence have tried to carry out actions that would affect all Venezuelans, regardless of their political views, with the ultimate aim of sabotaging the elections on Sunday, May 25.
The Minister of Interior, Justice and Peace, Diosdado Cabello, revealed that security forces had arrested a group of individuals in possession of explosive devices which they intended to use to incite violence in the country.
Hemos capturado a un grupo de venezolanos
We have detained a group of Venezuelans who returned to the country carrying explosive devices known as electric detonators.
que llaman los detonantes eléctricos. Eso lo podemos señalar.
We can show them to you.
Si lo tenemos.
We took 8 of these detonators from 2 individuals who entered the country with explosive devices.
Ahí hay 8 que le quitamos a 2.
National Assembly of Venezuela approved in second discussion the draft organic law of the National Development Plan of the 7 Transformations 2025-2031. This draft organic law of the National Development Plan of the 7 Transformations was presented by the President of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, last January 15th. The bill seeks to establish the strategic guidelines for the development of the country in the coming years and being analyzed in the corresponding instances. It should be noted that this law will be referred to the Constitutional Chamber of the Supreme Court of Justice so that it may pronounce on the constitutionality of its organic nature in accordance with the provisions of Article 203 of the Constitution. In other news, Mexico is grieving 2 cadets in the country's Navy that were killed on Saturday when the tall training ship Cuauhtémoc crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge. America Sanchez, 20, and Adal Jair Maldonado Marcos, 23, died in the wreck that injured 22 other crew members, including 3 critically. Officials said that 2 of the critically injured remain hospitalized as of Monday afternoon. An investigation into Saturday's crash remains ongoing as well. The Secretary of the Navy for Mexico and for the United States, the National Transportation Agency, and the support of the United States Coast Guard has been requested to determine the causes of the incident. On the other hand, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum thanked the Mayor of New York, Eric Adams, for his support to the crew and called for the results of the investigation and offered her condolences to the families of the victims.
Antes de iniciar lo hice ese mismo
Our
día
condolences and
por
solidarity
mis
to the
redes
families
sociales,
of the 2 young people who lost their lives on the incident with the Cuauhtémoc Navy training ship.
los familiares de los dos
If you wish,
jóvenes.
we will touch a little more on this subject in the questions.
Escuela Cuauhtémoc. Si quieren las preguntas.
But our solidarity, as always,
Pero nuestra solidaridad siempre con los
with the
marinos.
sailors and the Mexican Navy.
And now we have a short break coming up. But first, remember, you can join us on TikTok at teleSUR English, where you'll find news in different formats, news updates, and more. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Identificamos cada pieza de nuestra geografía en el radar con una lectura geopolítica. Y es que hay procesos que impactan en medio de la construcción de un mundo pluripolar. La nueva era de las relaciones económicas, sociales y culturales está marcando esta nueva hoja de ruta. A través del análisis vamos a encontrar el vector clave de cada proceso. El mapa de lunes a viernes solo por teleSUR.
En el corazón de cada país laten las historias que cuentan sus pueblos desde tiempos inmemoriales. Un abanico de costumbres y tradiciones, música, pintura, literatura, teatro, escultura, cine y arte popular. Nos permite conocer la riqueza cultural que nos rodea y que es importante preservar. Acompáñanos en un recorrido alrededor del mundo. Vidas. Todos los viernes por teleSUR.
Welcome back to From the South. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, held on Monday a phone call conversation with his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, to address a potential Ukraine ceasefire. The call happens after the last round of direct talks between Russia and Ukraine that took place in Istanbul, Turkey last week. The U.S. President affirmed that the tone and spirit of the conversation were excellent. For his part, the Russian head of state thanked Trump for supporting the resumption of direct talks between Moscow and Kyiv and said that Trump noted Russia's support for peace. In this context, the Russian president said that his country is ready to work with Ukraine on a memorandum about future peace accords and highlighted efforts are on the right track.
That Russia also wants a peaceful resolution of the Ukraine crisis. We need to do is to find the most effective ways to achieving peace. The President of the United States and I agreed that Russia can and is ready to work with Ukraine on a memorandum on the possible eventual future peace treaty by addressing a number of provisions, including we need to set the principles and the deadlines for achieving peace deal, and this includes the possible cessation of hostilities for a specific period of time if we reach specific agreements. By the way, contacts between the participants in the Istanbul talks, they resumed, so this gives us hope that overall we're headed in the right direction.
Furthermore, in this context, the Russian president assured his nation's key objective is to address the root causes of the crisis in Ukraine.
I think that both Russia and Ukraine must do everything to contribute to peace, and they must find the compromises that would suit all the parties involved. I would like to say that overall, Russia's position is clear. Our key objective is to identify the root causes of this crisis.
From Monday, the city of St. Petersburg in Russia hosts the International Legal Forum, bringing together over 5,000 participants from around 90 countries. The forum, which will conclude on Wednesday, will be attended by ministers of justice, attorney generals, presidents of Supreme and Constitutional Courts, lawyers, academics, and global experts. The agenda will focus on Western abuses and arbitrariness, the application of international law, and the policy of the International Criminal Court, as well as other issues. In a message to participants, President Vladimir Putin emphasized the strength of the Russian legal system. He also urged cooperation based on the principles of sovereign equality of states and respect for the peoples. In Poland, candidates Rafał Trzaskowski and Karol Nawrocki advanced to the second round of presidential elections after Sunday's polls. After a tight vote, the centrist Warsaw Mayor and the conservative historian will face each other in the runoff to be held on June 1st. Trzaskowski won 31.3% of the votes, narrowly beating Nawrocki, who obtained 29.5%, while the third place went to sovereignist Sławomir Mencen with 14.8%. The election results come at a time of heightened tension due to the military special operation in neighboring Ukraine and growing concern that the U.S. commitment to Europe's security will weaken under President Donald Trump. And we have a second short break coming up, but before we invite you to visit our Facebook page at teleSUR English, there you'll be able to watch our top stories, a special live coverage, and much more. Follow our page and activate the notification button to stay up to date on the world's most recent events. Financial break. We'll be right back.
se mueve constantemente y todos los días se generan nuevos sucesos. Mueve la geopolítica mundial. Nos preguntamos qué hay detrás de cada acontecimiento, cuáles son las consecuencias y cómo nos afectan. De estas preguntas buscaremos poner el punto en la I.
Welcome back to From the South. In Palestine, the Israeli army issued new force displacement orders for residents of Khan Yunis as it continues with its intensified offensive across Gaza. The displacement command told residents living in the southern Gaza region to evacuate immediately ahead of an unprecedented attack. The command, which also applies to the nearby areas of Bani Suhaila and Abasan, called on civilians to move west towards Mawasi. Controversially, according to medical reports, the Zionist regime struck a makeshift tent in said zone early Monday morning, killing 2 civilians. The latest order comes after Tel Aviv issued a similar warning for central Gaza on Sunday, as Israel expands its ground offensive to target densely populated areas, shattering any sense of safety for Palestinians. The World Health Organization opened on Monday its annual meeting of government ministers and top envoys. In this context, Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus warned of the millions of people starving in Gaza as a consequence of the Israeli blockade.
Months into the latest blockade, 2 million people are starving, while 116,000 tons of food is blocked at the border just minutes away in Al-Arsh. The risk of famine in Gaza is increasing with the deliberate withholding of humanitarian aid, including food, in the ongoing blockade.
The Israeli Security Cabinet approved a new plan to build a separation wall along the eastern border with Jordan. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz announced that the plan includes strengthening the occupation's control through the establishment of settlements and training camps. The defense minister also said that the plan foresees strengthening the Israeli presence in the Jordan Valley, which is part of the West Bank, through the establishment of national mission centers, including military academies and national service structures. Katz stressed the need for the plan to be implemented quickly with advanced radar, mobile military units and command infrastructure. A 5.19 China Tourism Day themed festival was held in Thailand this weekend, engaging Thai and Chinese officials, travel trade professionals and visitors to promote tourism between the two countries. The event, supported by the Chinese Embassy in Thailand and Chongqing Municipal Culture and Tourism Development Commission, is part of the celebrations marking the 50th anniversary of the establishment of China-Thailand diplomatic relations. With slogan Ni Hao China, the festival featured tourism exhibitions, a short video competition and a smart tourism forum showcasing the diverse appeal and resources of China's inbound tourism. In addition, during the event, representatives from smart tourism enterprises in both countries held a roundtable discussion on digital cultural tourism trends.
China is Thailand's largest source of tourists, while the number of Thai tourists visiting China continues to grow. This not only strengthens tourism cooperation, but also lays a more solid foundation for building a China-Thailand community with a shared future.
And like this, we have come to the end of this news brief, but you can find these and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net. Join us on social media. We are on Facebook, X, Instagram, Telegram, and TikTok as well. For Telesur English, I'm Alejandra Garcia. Thank you for watching.